Hi and welcome to Coffee with My Sunshine. I hope you guys like thrifted furniture flips because that's what we're working on today. This table I got from the website Let Go, and it was in great shape. There were, like the top was really like scuffed up and stuff, and the finish was kind of peeling off, and underneath there was a crack that they had glued, but I thought it was perfect. I've been really wanting a round coffee table in our living room, so I thought this would be awesome. And it's very sturdy, made of solid wood, so that's a plus because I've come across so many that aren't real wood, and it's just super frustrating after you get them home and try and refinish them. So this one, it took some elbow grease to get the finish off the top, but I was so pleased with how it turned out. So I just took the hand sander and went over it a bunch of times, and then took some alcohol and rubbed off the dust and stuff from sanding, just to see how far I'd actually gone, because I don't know about you, but I get really excited when I'm sanding and it looks really like I've gotten down to bare wood, and then you wipe it off and come to find out, no, you still have a bunch of layers to go. So after sanding it a few times with, the different sandpapers, first you start with the coarse and then, go down from there. I took some of the citrus strip, and every time I go to use this, I hate it. I really can't stand it. It just I know it works well for some things, but for me and stain, it just doesn't work awesome, I guess. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. But anyway, you just coat it out, put it on whatever you want to strip. I know it does really well with paint, but I just put mine on with a cheap paintbrush and let it sit for a good hour. You could let it sit for longer if you wanted. I've read that if you cover it in like a saran wrap or maybe like a garbage bag to keep it wetter longer, it works better. And this actually did an okay job this time. After I let it sit, I just scraped it off with a paint scraper. You'll probably want to use something that's plastic instead of metal, because you will leave gouges in the table. So then I took some mineral spirits like the can said, or like the jar said, to get it off, and this stuff is so goopy. Maybe the spray would work better, but so then I just went ahead and used a some steel wool and alcohol, and that seemed to get the rest of the gook off. And then I just sanded it again after it had dried, of course. And when I was done with that, I flipped it over so that I could paint the base white, because I really love those two-tone tables. I don't know about you, I just think they're gorgeous. They have like a cottagey, almost farmhouse look to them, but I didn't want mine super distressed. So anyway, I took this chalk paint. I'd never used spray chalk paint. And then I just coated the bottom. I gave it 2 coats because it really sunk into the wood. It's not like the kind that you brush on. It's not super thick, so you'll need a few coats. So then for the top, I'm going to use my favorite stains, and this is totally up to you, whatever colors you like, whatever stains you like. But personally, I like the Early American stain. It's by Minwax, and the Pickled Oak. And I'm just using these Eco Buddies. They're wooden like silverware or cutlery sets, it says. I was sent these so long ago, and I really haven't had a chance to try them out besides like using them in yogurt and stuff like that. But this company was great. They also sent me some plates that I haven't tried yet, but they're really good for crafts and for stirring stuff like this. But I will give you a better review on them once I get to try them a little bit more. So I just use these to stir the stain. And I first start with the pickled oak. That's just the layering technique that I've used in the past, and I really like the color that, you know, comes out after layering these two. And I've said this before in my other videos, I don't wipe it off or anything. I just layer the pickled oak and then the early American right afterwards. So after doing this, I was really liking just the early American, but I knew I wanted a little bit darker. So I took the early American and mixed it in a container with the pickled oak and a little bit of weathered gray, I think it was, because I didn't want it to be too dark or too orange. And then I just went ahead and layered it with just the weathered gray after that. Like I said, I don't let it dry, I don't wipe it off, and I always get good results after that. So my dog loves to eat the grass, and she was trying to get away with doing it, but I caught her. Hello, what are you doing? Anyway, I'm using this polyacrylic sealer. I love this stuff. This stuff is awesome. It doesn't make it, it doesn't give like a yellow orangey tinge to it like the other sealers I've tried. And this goes on so smooth and so easy. I just put the first layer on, let it dry for 2 hours, and then took a really light sandpaper and sanded over just any spots that may have started to raise. And this is how it turned out. I'm so happy with it. I love it. It works great in my living room for when I'm editing videos, and this is the video I am working on right now. But I love it. It fills the space perfectly, and I don't know, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Let me know what you guys think. My next project is this picnic table. This is one that we were given by my in-laws. And it was beautiful at one time, and then we just, I don't know, didn't take care of it over the winters, and it's falling apart and looking absolutely disgusting. So we decided to take it apart and power wash it, which is what my husband is doing here, because look at it. It is so gross. But he is power washing all the loose paint chips and stuff, so that we can recoat it in white. I wanted the base white. I like that. It's easy to keep clean if you keep up on it. And I was gone, so I didn't get a lot of the work that he did on it. After he power washed it, he let it sit and then sanded it really well, and then put a coat of white exterior paint on. He actually did a few coats. I got one snapshot when I got home. I saw that he was working on it. So this is what he was doing. And if you can see there, it started to rot out really bad. So we got all new boards from Home Depot, and he cut them to size. We actually wanted them really long so that we could put chairs at either end, because, you know, when we have friends over or family over, we like to all sit at one table. And then I sanded the boards down before we put the stain on, and I'm going to be using the same stain I used on the coffee table in the living room, so it's not going to be anything special. Don't mind the pool in the background. We got a little pool for my dog because it's been so hot here. It's been in the 90s, almost 100 a couple days. And we're really happy with how the color turned out. It's light enough because our last coat that we had on the picnic table before, like 5 years ago, we used a really dark brown, which was kind of stupid because it gets really hot in the sun. So we went with this lighter shade, and I'm really happy with it. It just looks super clean and super pretty. And here's my husband back to work putting the picnic table together, and he left the old boards on while he was putting the new boards on so that it didn't just collapse on him. And this proved to be a lot harder than he thought it would be, but he got it all together. I didn't get shots of the whole thing because I had to leave and run some errands with my mom. Right there in the background, you can see our garden. Hopefully next year we will put in some raised beds, but that's what's going on right now. So here's the before shot and here's the after. Let me know what you guys think. I'm so happy with these tables. I have another thrift flip coming up hopefully next week. Also some DIYs maybe in between there. But let me know if you like thrift store furniture flips, or if I should put those on my other channel. I don't know. Let me know. Thanks so much, guys. I really love and appreciate all of you, and I will see you next time. Bye!